Now page 2, what I remembered. It's, you know, sort of hard to remember everything at once. I remember we moved to Lytton. That was interesting there because the first thing we did was Larry and Roger Wickenden. I think we were only there about 2 days, and we killed a rattlesnake. And that was a great thing because there were a lot of rattlesnakes in the Lytton area. And we killed one. We thought that was really a fun thing to do. The other thing we did was we found out in the school basement they had the cadets down there. And cadets, they had machine guns down there. We actually had machine guns with bullets and everything. It was in the basement of the school. And they had a shooting range out at the school, a target range. So I remember one time we took the machine guns out and we started target practicing with them. Roger and Larry were able to get the machine gun. We could only get about one round through it. The machine guns are old. These are old Bren guns from World War II, and they weren't very good. But they actually had machine guns on the property. Imagine in a school today having machine guns. It would be ridiculous to have machine guns in the school today, but they had them there. What else did they have? It was kind of fun. Of course, I have on the film there, the St. George's School on our family videos, the cadets marching and everything like this. But I tell you, it was really interesting what they taught the kids in school. But I don't think when we got there, I think Mr. Wickenden got rid of all the machine guns and stuff, and rifles, and oh man, we had all sorts. So we could have had a small army there for the Indians. We also had the farm there. That was quite interesting. With the old tractors and old things. We had an old Caterpillar that Larry tried to get running, and he never got the thing to run. It was an old Oliver Caterpillar, and it was just a fun thing, but we could never get to run properly. We played with that. Had lots of. I liked the farm because all the machinery and all the hay, and it was fun. I liked being around the farm. And of course, when I was about 12 or 13, I bought a 22 rifle. Dad bought me. I mean, to buy a kid a rifle today, you would never do that, but we had a 22, and I used to spend my allowance to buy bullets, and I got $1 a week, and bullets, you get 50 bullets for $1. So I used to go out and shoot crows and stuff. In fact, Larry and I went hunting one time. Larry had a 303. We tried hunting. Larry was looking for deer, and only thing we ever caught was some grouse, and I shot some grouse. They're nice birds to shoot. Dad was very good out at the farm. Larry used to say when Dad went hunting, he would not kill the birds. He'd scare the crows away. But we used to shoot things, and I got some grouse, and we had those for dinner that night. We didn't get any deer, though. I don't think Larry ever shot a deer in his life. He went hunting a lot of times, but Merle and Wayne and those guys, they were the deer hunters, you know. They were the guys who used to hunt our cousins there. They were the people, but we never caught any. In fact, when Mom was driving bus, Merle, on the way to work, because he'd have the shotguns in his Model T, and he would shoot ducks on the way to school, and then when he got to school, he'd give them to Mom because Aunt Susie didn't like cooking duck. So Mom would take the duck and she would cook it, and that's what we'd have for dinner tonight, duck. Except Larry hated duck, and so Mom had to make something else for Larry. She made liver or something else, but she couldn't give him duck. He just wouldn't eat it. But we had duck almost, in the September we had it almost every other day. It was cheap food, and but taking a gun to school would be nothing in those days. Merle would have and his guns in the back. In fact, one girl called Agnes Jessie, I think was her name. She was a singer, and in fact she won a talent contest when the radio station used to go around to all the towns and they had people talent contests long before American Idiot, or American Idol I should say. And we had these contests, and it was kind of funny because she won this contest. She sang a lot like Teresa Buer, and I met the announcer that did her, Frank Callahan. He worked in Vancouver for a while. I actually worked with a friend of mine, Dave Palmer, but he was their announcer that came out from CFQC in Saskatoon, and she sang songs, but she made a song up for the school. It says, "Shotgun shells, rabbits all the way, what fun it is to ride in Mosey's Model A." And Mosey was Merle's nickname, called him Mosey. And he would come to school with his gun rack in his Model A, and he would shoot on the way to work. He was a great hunter. Him and Wayne used to hunt a lot. Darrell, I don't think was that big of a hunter, but Wayne and Merle were. Anyway, so that was what school was like in those days in Maidstone. That school, unfortunately, I guess they tore it down. They should have kept it as a heritage site because that was an old brick school. It was built in the early 1900s, and Mom went to the school, and I went to the school. Larry and I went to the school, but you see, it's been torn down in the recent years. What else can I say? There's we're talking about Lytton. I'll go back to Lytton again. Quite interesting that you could have a gun, and as a young kid we go around and we had guns. Everybody had guns. We didn't have any license or anything like this for guns, and that was a lot of fun to go around there. And that's how I learned how to drive. We had an old '59 Chevy. In fact, you see some pictures of our family album. That was a fun car to drive. Great big windows in it. In the summer, hot and lit, and of course we didn't have air conditioning in the car in those days. And oh, that car was just like a greenhouse. It was like an oven on a hot day in the sun. And we used to get 105, 106 up there. Oh, it was horrible. As a matter of fact, I got a job one time working for the Indian Affairs Department building irrigation ditches. And we started at 5 or 6 in the morning, and we worked till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and then we just quit because couldn't work anymore. But I did that for about a month, and it just wore me right out. We were building dams on the river, little rivers there, and it was fun. But oh, it was hard work, taking the wheelbarrow and jumping, pouring concrete in 105-degree weather. It just about killed me, but I enjoyed it. And Dad even bought me a rototiller one time so I could go out and till people's gardens. I used to charge $1.50 an hour, and that was a lot of fun. So, and then when we left Lytton, and Dad got the restaurant business going, that was fun. That was really interesting because we didn't have any money at all. I mean, we sold the farm and we were getting $500 a year on that, and the $500 one year was, and we rented this restaurant for $50 a month. So one $500 payment paid the restaurant for the full year. We paid in advance, so the guy gave us a deal, and we ran the Pines Cafe there. And I think the first day we made $3 or $4, and I think we ate most of that in the profits, you know, but we survived it, and eventually they bought the chuck wagon and the other cafe they had there, but that was really tough. I mean, what made us through one winter was the Doukhobors. The Doukhobors came to the restaurant and they loved to play the pinball machines. And those pinball machines are bringing us in almost $100 a month, you know. That paid our rent and then some. So if it weren't for the pinball machines, I think we would have survived because we weren't selling enough food to make a living at it. But that was one really bad winter there with the Doukhobors, and Dad treated them with a lot of respect. He made them a vegetable burger because, you know, that was a thing that they helped us out there when they moved to the into the prison area. And that's about all I have for now. And if I think of something later, I'll tell you more. Bye.